Yeah, well, of course, Toronto was always a difficult place because it's a bureaucratic, always oppressive environment. However, Toronto is a beautiful place because it's so multicultural. I know it's a cliche almost to say that it's a multicultural city, but it is. And each time I go anywhere else in the world, I realize how multicultural Toronto is, and that's absolutely beautiful. And I love Toronto for that. At the same time, I think Toronto needs some emergency changes because this city, especially the city bureaucracy, lets this place be ripped off by terrible kind of businesses like the today's condominium business that completely exploits the city's architecture and creates it into a vampire city where we get completely all our living spaces that represented a certain area and a beautiful way of living, like all those old warehouse spaces I'm talking about, that completely disappeared, and we get in return all these condominium buildings that are following a certain architecture that has been already exploited a long time ago, and now they know how to do it very cheaply. All these buildings are very cheaply built but sold for lots of money, so overnight they are making tons of money. So the city let all these vampires to suck, I mean, to exploit people, and that turns into Toronto a completely different cityscape, and I'm not very happy with it, definitely. However, this is a process that I think it's unstoppable, and that's the direction we are going into. However, maybe this is going to people more and more realize that this should not go further, and there has to be stopped in some ways, and I think we arrived to that moment now that even the city is going to make some kind of I don't know, needs some kind of a control. I hate to say that, but yeah, definitely these people has to be stopped.
You made actually, I remember you made a video about that, didn't you? Like,
Yeah, I did.
And it was predating a lot. Like
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
wasn't it called? I think it was called after the German Nazi.
Lebensraum. It was called Lebensraum.
Uh-huh.
Lebensraum, which means life space, and I did this title because it's a kind of risky title, because the Nazis, the German Nazi philosophy used Lebensraum. Lebensraum for them meant that they needed more living space. So the theory was that the German people have to occupy other people's living spaces. Now, here what we have is basically the same type of situation, because what happened is that everybody was kicked out. People who lived in these warehouses, they were all kicked out, all evicted. They had to leave, they had to go somewhere else, and then they brought in those people who could pay for the new living space, the new Lebensraum, that was the new condominiums. So basically the population, one of the population that was the poor artist types and all these, were thrown out into another concentration camp, and all those who were wealthy and were being able to, yes? Well, tell that I'm going to go ask who is it. Bobby, okay? They got the living space, so that's basically why I use the Lebensraum. Huh? Okay, can you stop it?
Yeah,
for
sure. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.